Peace, man. I'm gonna do my best to try to make this fast and explain it all in detail. So, long story short, day one, right? Past 2 days, I haven't been making any posts. There's a reason why. I have a genuine soul. I ran into this guy, right? And, at first, I wasn't suspecting the situation to take a toll like this, but again, this individual, right? I value, but at the same time, I'm learning that boundaries must be created. And it's not to say that they're a bad person, but it's to say that the little things that I catch on to and recognize. It's the little things. So, by that, let me start by saying, woman, child, the man, cosmos, and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I actually met this guy here by the library at one point. I guess he was using the Wi-Fi. And I came out there to get some Wi-Fi before the mall opened. And as I was out there getting some Wi-Fi, I saw him, with nothing, and I saw him with the same clothes he had on yesterday. So I was a little concerned. And I had some almonds, right? And the almonds that I had, I had some extra, so I shared it with him. I was like, hey, man, you want something, man? We ended up kicking it, talking about life and how we got into the position that we in. He understood my position, I understood his. And then it came down to a point of him explaining what he's going through. And I learned that, a lot of people, and even Calabi talking about it, a lot of people will come to you with concerns that are none of yours. None that even need you or permit you to even, align yourself with. But yet, I have a genuine soul, and I realize that a lot of people use that. And I've learned over some time, same with the people that's been like, yeah, I'll help give you money, but then they manipulate how they want to help me just based off the genuine help that they so-called think they're doing for me. When I'm more so not concerned with the money, I'm more so concerned with your soul. But moving forward, the complications I had didn't really arise until I started to actually engage this individual, like little things, the way he presented himself, I never really judged, right? So just because you have tattoos, right? Just because you got like a mean mug, just because you wear your pants half off your ass and you address women like bitches and hoes and, such things like that, I still don't judge you. It does give me an idea of what type of person you are, but I don't judge you, you know what I'm saying? Because you may have came from something that got you to that point to put you in that mindset. So who am I to judge the guy? Real shit. But being that is, as I said, me and this individual chopped it up and we shared a lot that was going on in our lives. And I could tell that he was more so aligning himself with me because I told him I can help him. He said he didn't have no money, no food. So at first I gave him advice. I said, hey, if you don't want any, but if you don't have any money, just share your kind soul, open the door for people, and there was a moment where he kept opening the door for people, and then the same day, a man, that he held the door open for came back and gave him $7. And I'm thinking, man, he's going to save that money. He's going to do something righteous for it, or I don't even know how much he gave him, but he gave him a couple dollars. And I'm thinking that, he's going to do right and keep it. Next thing you know, this same person tells me, I'm like, man, it's good that you got money, man. I'm thinking, he's going to do it for the right reasons. And unfortunately, nah. What he did was he said, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go buy some cigarettes and buy black. And I'm thinking, man, you're just making your body worse. He asked me, you want something? And I'm like, nah, what I'm saying? That's your money. The man gave it to you. That's for you to use, respectfully. Because again, money doesn't matter to me. I just tried to help him, get advantages in life. Just be a genuine person and things will come back to you. Then he begins to tell me about like how he came from a dark time in life. And again, like I said, I don't judge. But the more he spoke, the more I can tell that was a life that he valued. He would always say, I'm a dark person. I came from a dark life. My soul is dark. I don't really, value a lot of what good people say to me. I don't trust a lot of people, man. Fuck the world and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. And I ain't letting none of that energy, align with mine. I'm just listening, You always, if anyone wants to know how you can separate yourself from energy that so-called projects itself onto you, just tell yourself in your soul, that's not of me. That's not of me. So as he's doing such things, I'm just being coherent, being a genuine soul again. And as this dude is breaking down what's going on in his life again, how he came to be the type of person, he starts opening more about his life. Now, I don't want to tell you all the details, but he's done some very dark things, right? Because who am I to judge the guy? Again, but he's done some dark things. And I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? It's still an opportunity. You can change. And I'm projecting my positive energy onto his negative energy. As y'all already know, I'm already the type to transmute negativity into positivity, right? So that being said, I'm always encouraging him. I gave him an idea. I said, hey, man, if you want to manifest your reality, because he was talking about how he doesn't have many people that help him. And I'm thinking, like, maybe it's the reasons of how you want to engage with life. Maybe it's the way you want to live is why people don't value you. And at first it seemed as if he was a victim. That's why I had my concerns for him. But then I started to pick up that it's not the fact that he's a victim. I mean, he may still be, but he has a certain quality about him that he's not willing to change in order to find peace in this so-called society that we live in. And I don't mean peace with the society. I say peace in the society, meaning peace within his soul. He's able to express that peace outwardly, but he couldn't. So again, I'm trying to encourage this brother. And what I mean by brother, I mean just, another male. He was actually a white male. Now, I don't judge people as they are, but again, you got to think about the mindset. So being that it was, he was telling me a lot of things in his life that got him to be who he was. So again, he's sharing about how he's been through some dark times. I can see him making the dark choices. Hey, man, instead of, getting some food with the money I just got, I'm going to take this money and go buy a black. Now, mind you, I had food stamps, and I supported this individual, right? I gave him about like maybe $20 of my food stamps, right? Because he didn't have a home. He didn't have no food. He didn't have no money. He didn't have no clothes. So I helped him out with some socks, some deodorant. I found a random belt out here. I gave him that. I gave him some wipes to keep his body clean type shit. Mind you, these are my resources. Respectfully, I gave it to him because I'm concerned. I want to see people do good. And it's fucked up because for me, it's not to say that I'm the type that'll just willingly give myself to people. No. But when I see people that's going through similar things, I have a fucking genuine soul. There's a lot of people on this social media shit that do not give a fuck about it, and they will not shed light on their bullshit. They will not, and they won't admit why they don't. Oh, I don't give money to people because I want to see them succeed on their own. Yeah, but if you see how the world treats them and you see the predicament that they've been through, which is why I gave this man the opportunity, if you see what the fuck they're going through, then really you can't say you want to see them do it, because the harsh reality is that the world, the system, is literally making it harder for people to survive and maintain their well-being. Are y'all not getting it? Agenda 2030? Come on now. Now let me move forward. Being that I gave him all these things, food stamps, I gave him clothes, I gave him, hygiene products to keep him at least at a better level. I even said, hey man, I got an extra tent, I got a sleeping bag, I'm gonna do my best to help you out, right? This is my soul. I don't have to do none of this shit, especially in the fucking predicament I'm in. But I give a damn. Unlike many of y'all, I give a damn, right? This is why I say, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I don't say that as in all melanated people. I say that as in human life in itself, all existence. That's where I'm at. Now, mind you, I do also agree, shout out to Kalai, I definitely agree, we definitely need to have a split when the lights go out. I'm not trying to align with anybody that ain't looking like me. Respectfully, though, I say that because I know that we have different mindsets. I know that we carry ourselves differently. I know our genetics are different. So, being that is, I still consider myself to help this man. He starts to get in detail about how, hey man, and mind you, this is self-reflection on me as well. That's why I said I want to shed light on my soul. I want to share something with y'all. So he tells me, man, I got these girls, I'm talking to, man, they're going to help me out, man. I got to go get a check, man. I'm thinking, okay, well, hey, you being the good person that you are, well, not me being the good person that I am, me helping you. I asked him, I said, hey, would you mind helping me out? Because I understand this world is transactional, right? And keep in mind, I'm aware that the time is moving fast, so sorry if I'm taking too much time, you know what I'm saying? But understand what I'm saying with this. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, I'm helping you out. I'm giving you a sleeping bag, food, clothes, a whole tent, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much you're getting from your so-called check, because he's talking about he about to get money. I said, could you support me, giving me a couple dollars? He said, yeah, right? So just word by word, I'm always taking word as bond. So he said what he said. I took it for what it was, and I'm helping him out. Now, mind you, I'm in the library again, making my post, as y'all seen most recently, talking about 2030 and the agendas coming forward in the next 5 years, trying to alert the mind to be wary of what's to come. Now, in me doing so, in me shedding this light and reminding others of what's to come, keeping them sharp, keeping them aware, doing my best to sharpen the mind of what is going on for the future. Excuse me. You know, he's like, I'm not going to say he's on my coattail, but like he's always around me. And mind you, he's a funny dude. I'm not knocking him. You know what I'm saying? He got jokes and stuff. But I knew that his mindset wasn't on the higher levels of elevation. It was more so of like the lower levels of survival. I'll do whatever it takes. Like there was times where I'd just be standing next to him. And mind you, this is only within about 2 days. I'm standing next to him outside one day, and we see some kids drive up or ride up on some bikes, and they park it without the locks, and they go into the mall. He looks at me, he's like, man, you know, it'd be easier to move around if we had bikes. Bro, get that out your mindset, you know what I'm saying? But that's the way he was thinking. Maybe it's the way he was taught. I don't judge. But to me, I'm thinking, nah. So I had to remind him, man, again, transmuting negativity into positivity. Bro, change your life, man. You ain't got to get into that, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you think in your mind is the reality that you create unbeknownst to you. The universe will align with whatever the fuck manifestation you got going on up in here. Literally. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take from that person. All right. The universe is like, all right, well, we going to take from you. Go ahead and do the do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send karma your way, and you're going to have to realize that on your own. You're going to have to reflect on yourself. I'm not going to tell you, because you obviously didn't want to tell me how you want to go and steal from somebody. But I'm going to let you feel that later on. I got many of friends that told me, oh, I done been a thief before, and I've lost a lot. So I get it. Works both ways. But I let him know that. And I also try to, again, give him positivity. Hey, man, you can transmute your negativity into positivity, man. Hey, write down on a piece of paper your desires or whatever, what you're willing to do for those desires, and what you don't want to happen or whatever. Write all that down, fold it inward, put it under a glass of water. You know what I'm saying? Drink the glass of water after a couple of hours. Take the piece of paper, meditate with it. Once you get done meditating and you doing your chakras, aligning yourself, getting back to the elements of nature, fire, water, earth, air, doing all of that. Not no Avatar shit, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Doing such things like that, once you do so, take the piece of paper after you meditate with it, and then you burn it. Give it back to the universe. And then all you have to do from there is just believe in it. And I'm telling him such things. He's like, yeah, man, you know what? All right, I'm going to do that. Now, I don't know if he's receiving what I'm saying, but I'm doing my best to just put the positive energy out there. Again, transmuting negativity into positivity. So moving forward, and this is all within 2 days, mind you. Again, he said he would try to help me, and he was like, man, look, you trying to help me go link up with my girl. I'm like, you know, all right, I'm being a good soul. All right, bet. So come to find out, long story short, because I don't want to get into it. It was a long night. You know what I'm saying? Long story short. And y'all, like I said, it may be a part 2 to this. But long story short, what had happened was I'm helping him go link up with this girl. Unbeknownst to me, this girl is getting, you know, yeah, long story short, this girl is with somebody else, right? And this same somebody else, him and this same guy had beef. You know what I'm saying? They going back and forth. He so-called has individuals, so-called, let's just call them the pigs. Yeah, let's just call them that. Yeah, they looking for him, right? So being that they are, you know, he's going about it tactically. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I'm not going to go over here this time and da-da-da. So again, my genuine soul, let me help him out. And maybe I went too far. Maybe I did. Who's to say? But I helped him out. I'm like, man, let me scope the place out for you. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's not going on over there. Bet. So we get over there. When we get over there, come to find out the guy that was so-called messing with his woman was still there. But his woman gave him the impression, right? No one's over here. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't aligning myself with nobody. He's like, yeah, man, my girl ride for me. But that's what she's telling him. This is the manipulation of y'all women. She had a whole nother man, long story short, in the house, and she was dealing with him while he's over here thinking he has an opportunity with her. And this is the manipulation. And I had to be the one to share that truth with him, because I had to see it with my own naked eyes. Sharing this truth with him pissed him off. Now he's to the point saying, man, I'm going to get active. I'm going to go back to my dark times. I'm going to get active. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. And to me, it's like, damn, I just realized I'm helping an individual tap back into that dark version of them. And I'm doing my best to enlighten them and share peace, positivity, and good vibes. And yet they still want to tap into that. And then I ask myself, am I really in the right space or the right place to even join in? Even though I'm light, even though I am of light, should I join in and try to transmute this darkness into light? Is that my duty? And I had a self-reflective moment. And I thought, man, damn, not to say how do I get away from this person, but how do I let this person know my boundaries, my restrictions, my limitations? This is where I'm going with it. I ain't going as far as you willing to go. And I had to make that known throughout the night that me and him so-called went over there to check to see what was going on. It got very bad. It got very bad. It got to the point of someone coming in harm's way, long story short. No, not me. Definitely not me, but someone. And being that was, I had again to reflect. And I say this to y'all because I learned a lot. I learned that women can really be manipulative. They really can be manipulative and think that men are not aware. That's one thing. I also learned that other people, right, can be manipulative. And by that, I mean people that would want help, but they don't know how to accept the help that's being conditioned for them. They only want the help that makes them comfortable. I recognize that as well. I also recognize that for me, within myself, I need to know when to set the certain boundaries. Because again, me personally, I think I went a little too far, only because of this individual included me in the acts that he figured to do to this individual, which was so-called bringing harm to them. He included me in it without even asking me. And it's not to say you're a bad person again, but it's because he recognized my genuine soul and was like, let me utilize not this person, but let me utilize the energy that he's providing in a way that makes me comfortable, which I had to recognize is unnecessary. Then, out of all the things I recognize, again, wait a minute. You see what I'm saying? This is something that I don't need to be a part of. So I say all these things to try to essentially let y'all know, keep in mind who you're around, what you're doing, why you move the way you move. Because even in my condition, right, I wanted to help this individual out to the point where I was like, man, I'll bring you back to my tent. You know what I'm saying? I'll share a bed with you, bro. I'll help you get this on your feet. I'll help you do that. And I realized what would happen, considering the fact that this individual is doing this to other people, what would happen if they did it to me? Would I be able to maintain? Personally, hell yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's my answer. Because, listen, I'm not saying I look for danger, but if it come my way, trust me, I will walk away. Danger won't. I mean that on my soul. Call it what you want. Try me. Let me just say that. Okay? Being that it is, I'm not looking for conflict, but I definitely will resolve it. So being that is, I say this to say to y'all, there's a lot of individuals out here that will give you the impression, again, everything that seems isn't what is. Y'all really have to keep this in mind. Agenda 2030 is coming right around at 5 years. 5 fucking years. This world is getting darker. It is not lighting up. It is not brightening up. The only thing that's brightening up is the planet. The only thing that's brightening up is the sun. Not this world. Get it right. Do your research. Look up the definition. This world is a society. It also means planet. Yeah, I know what y'all saying. Yeah, I get it. Leave me alone. But do your research. You will understand what I'm saying when I say what I say. I do my best to try to articulate myself properly. But again, the conflicts that arose within 3 days. This is the 3rd day, by the way, within 3 days. And I'm still right now in connection with this individual to assist them in making their life better. But it's not to say I want to say, hey, I don't want to help you. It's to say, hey, my help is going to be conditioned now. And I value you at the end of the day, but my help must be conditioned now, only because the mind state that they had is to get it however I got to get it. And to me, I could be doing the same thing. Long story short, I could be taking advantage of a lot of people, but I know how the universe works. I'm not going to tap into that. I'm not tapping into that negativity. Now, mind you, when the lights go out, I'm not going to say I may be different, but y'all need to be wary, okay? When the lights go out, there will not be no police. When the lights be out, there will not be no hospitals you can go to help heal, or there will not be no allopathic community to help give you pharmaceutical drugs. There will not be nobody out there that can help stitch you up, okay? You will not have these so-called cameras that you can just pull out and say, leave me alone. It's not going to work. I'll be honest with y'all. This is why I say this is practice for me, because y'all are nice out here with all these so-called security, protection, whatever you want to call it, with all these things that you find to be abundant, food, water. You think these things are just going to keep coming and keep being available. You're tripping. Keep it in mind. I say this because, again, it's only going to get worse. I ain't trying to take too much of y'all time. I just want to let y'all know, Starseeds, man, please keep this in mind. These individuals out here are doing everything they can to give you the impression of something that is not what it actually is. You have to learn to do your research. I'm going through a lot right now, and I'm not even trying to put myself on the map, but understand this. I'm going through conflictions with my own daughter, conflictions with the own mother of my child. I'm going through conflictions with my own family. I'm going through conflictions when it comes down to, you know, who I am, right? And I'm being genuine with y'all. I go through conflictions because I'll be honest, there be times where, you know, I want to take advantage of the situation and it crosses my mind. And then I think, again, hold on. Is this beneficial for you in the long run? No, I just want some instant gratification. Now I got to check myself. But I say that because, listen, as a community, as a neighborhood, as a family, we can make some changes. We don't need no fucking money. We don't. We don't need, okay, to manipulate or capitalize on the next in order to succeed. You don't need to do that. You don't. And I encourage y'all motherfuckers to stop. Stop trying that, because that's what the world taught you. That's what the world taught you, and you still believe in that. You're going to believe in that until you die, which is making it hard for me because I have to be decisive and discern which one of y'all goofy motherfuckers are righteous and wrong. Which one? And I'm not to say one to judge, but I have to understand your soul before I even engage with you. And this is crazy because, again, it's only going to get worse. I say that to y'all, and I only want to let y'all know one thing. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, okay, and 3D human free. Prolifically me. Divine gene for life. Sunblood, sunblood, sunblood. I am not black. It's not about one love. It's about whole love. Peace. Not this is peace. Peace. Okay? And abundance. Starseeds, children of the future, keep this in mind. Okay? The adults, these goofy motherfuckers, the ones that manipulate the mind and indoctrinate you to believe one thing, knowing the fact that it's a whole nother thing right under your nose, teaching you what the left wing is doing, what the right wing is doing, but ain't telling you where the fucking bird is going. These adults are the ones who make this world go round. But you, keep this in mind, you are the one that makes the sun rise and set. And if you ain't know now, you know. It's your boy, Pro, and I got to go. Peace, power, love, and light unto you in everything that you do. Please continue to be the greatest version of yourself. I'm going to do my best to continue to traverse this planet, however I do so, and maintain my well-being as well as many others that are like-minded. But keep this in mind, again, it's only going to get darker. I value you. Sorry again for making a long video. Personally, I don't give a damn if you don't like it. Either watch the shit or move the fuck on. But respectfully, tap into the best version of you. Value you. Gratitude.